didn't choose chaos because I enjoyed the violence and the mayhem. I didn't choose chaos because it sounded cool. I didn't choose chaos because I knew it would make me stronger. I didn't choose chaos because it was the only way I knew how to survive. I chose chaos because everyone that complains about the world not coexisting can't coexist starting small. No wonder the world and anyone can't get along. We can't start small. See, I've been conflicted and plagued and burdened by the fact that I have realized I can't make the perfect life for myself. But I have a past that the snakes, the serpents, the gods and goddesses keep rising up to follow me. Why? See, they always said that success would make people then want to be a part of your life. But it appears that whether I'm in heaven or in hell, people want to be a part of everything that I'm going through, given the history or not. We can't coexist. See, I get not being able to work with people. I get not being able to tolerate or handle someone or accept them. Hell, we are all living in a world where we call people our friends, our family, our neighbors, when we know that they are snakes, liars, addicts, criminals, whatever the case may be. But we still admire them. And then we complain when we realize that these people can be used as tools. And they can even matter when they become those tools. See, I'm struggling in conflict, how to make the right decisions, because no one can trust in a vision. See, I am the only one with the backbone. I'm the only one with the killer instinct. I'm the only one who can pull the trigger at sacrifices, at the cost. I am willing to do what is necessary. Whether it's someone who's blind or someone who is unable. See, I thought that I got out of the pit of snakes, but it turns out some were still stuck around my shoe when I got out, and they followed me, and they followed me. See, I am living under the roof, not in purgatory in life, the metaphorical glass ceiling that not even I can somehow shatter. But while I'm still above the glass ceiling, I am still above those who told me I can't. I tell people, be careful the closer you get to me, because there's going to be signs, there's going to be actions, there's going to be words, thoughts, emotions, motives that you may not be aware of. But still, you question me? Are you the God that I have forsaken? See, everyone nowadays is passive aggressive, or they're cold-blooded, or they're lost, or they're insufficient, or they're inferior, or they're very doubtful. Everyone can't coexist. We can't. Russia's at war with Ukraine, where they're basically the same people. The Arabs are fighting for what? We started a war in Iraq over some bullshit. The LGBTs can't get along because they're one community, but they're all separate people. Trans athletes can't accept trans sports. Caitlyn Jenner is against trans in sports. Soul surfer Bethany Hamilton is against LGBT in sports. We can't get along. We can't coexist. You can't love more than one person. You're unfaithful. You can't tell a lie. You're going to damage a kid's future. You can't tell someone the truth. They'll get offended. You can't do anything anymore because we all are triggered and we can't coexist. There's a difference between doing the things I want to and need to. But yes, I'll admit my pride gets in the way. We can't get along. Because our minds are fragile. The moment you say you can't, or the moment you say that you won't, your brain starts to believe it bit by bit. And then when you say you can't, then you fail because you burned yourself. You have dug your own grave and you have laid in it. You say you can't, then you won't because you told yourself. You have people built their fears, built their lives, have earned money, have earned a profit, have reaped rewards over irrational thoughts. You have this mask, this cloud of fog, blinding everyone who has the highest ambitions. And you and everyone else blame your past, your present, your future. People from 10 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 months ago, 6 years from now, a year from now, about your downfall when all you did was said, I can't, I won't, I couldn't. There's no such thing as can't and won't unless you make it that way. Everything was impossible until someone did it. Going to space was impossible. Winning this many Super Bowls back to back was seen at one point as impossible. All these inventions were seen as impossible. Everything we go through in life is seen as impossible. We even over-exaggerate the hyperbole of impossible. And what happens? Only the strongest survive, and the strongest make the impossible possible. I am the only one who knows how to mesh all these life attributes in one. But the problem is just that. I'm the only one. People will let their loved ones, their friends, their co-workers go through hell with that slow burn and the inevitable downfall without stepping in and doing something about it. They get to bitch and moan and complain when they can be out doing something and changing. Everyone could be on the same page, but we don't. Because we can't. Because we tell ourselves how different we are. When people forget that we are still fucking human beings. And that's not enough. But I get it. Your flaws separate you from your strengths. No one's going to remember my 100 good deeds if they see that one bad deed. No one's going to understand what I do. They're going to hate me for it. You may love me for it. You may understand. You may not. You can look at a picture, but don't assume you know what the story behind it is. See, I will speak on everything for those who can't. To quote the Second City Saint, I am the voice of the voiceless at times. See, I get speaking on those who are shy or scared, so I have to be the one to step up. But for people who damn well consider themselves to be blunt, or straight up, or an alpha, and those are the same ones who are as quiet when they need to be, See, I'm plagued and conflicted on everything I want in life. I can't have the perfect life because people have lived so normally. So y'all to explain to you what the perfect life seems is supposed to be for someone like me. I come from a culture where polyamorous relationships thrive. I come with a culture where everyone is supposed to be on the same page. I come from a life where you're supposed to have your head on a swivel. You're supposed to be strong at every moment. You're not supposed to say you can't. You're supposed to say I can and I will. But no. It's not enough for some people. This society has ruined polyamorous relationships. This society has ruined politics, has ruined religion, has ruined the LGBTQ plus QIA ABCD what the fuck community. See, I can get past politics and religion. Those I don't care about. But for people to twist the unity of my lineage, the Arab culture, to twist things and become overly sensitive to the LGBTQ community when you don't get their pronouns right, I don't understand what happened to everyone. Everyone's weak, or an afterthought, or soft. And I don't want to be the type to say like I'm better than everyone, I'm stronger than I am not. But I'm sick and tired of the same people like me who have that backbone, who have that thick skin, who have that killer instinct, who have that undying and undeniable and unmatched and unrivaled perseverance dwindle. But people say, hey, why don't you do something about it? Because I, as one man, is not bigger than the bullshit. I am, as one man, is not bigger than the cause. And I realize I don't have the time, the mental strength, or anything to build a revolution, to build a movement. Because even movements and charities have gone to waste. This Me Too movement, this feminist movement, the MAGA movement, the Fuck Joe Biden movement, the For Joe Biden movement, the pro-choice, anti-abortion, gun control, even movements have become so ridiculous. But people act like I care about their opinions at this point. Have them, I don't care. But I don't care about your opinions if those opinions come from a stupid place about a stupid thought that you conjured up out of some false rationality. I can't have a life that's destined for me because people ruined it. People can't coexist. As an Arab, I should be living happily, following my dreams with multiple wives and multiple kids, building a family, procreating, living in wealth, living in luxury, powering through every struggle as a team. But no, society has fucked that up like it has done everything. I'm never going to escape my past. I'm never going to move on to the future. Because the moment I move on from anything, I got baggage and I leave behind scars and hellfire and brimstone. I can't just move on in peace. Never have, never will. People's emotions change. Their motives changed. And as a kid, I had to go through life event after life event to elaborate and figure everything out. But instead, everything fell apart. I don't have a mother. I don't have my father. My family's in pieces. I can't help everyone because I don't have the resources or the funds. There's so many people I know that are in the dump. They're going through so much shit. I can't help them because I don't have the ability, I don't have the resources, I don't have the funds, I don't have anything. I would do for everyone what everyone won't do for me. But we're in a society where you can't just have that help. You can't start a GoFundMe. You can't start a charity or a movement if people don't fuck with you. We can't coexist because everyone's so selfish on morals that aren't even written in stone. People want to talk about being political, being faithful, being loyal, being smart, being strong, being fashionable, being all these types of human beings, when none of that is set in stone. There's 1,000 different definitions of loyalty. There's 1,000 different definitions of family. There's 1,000 forms of fear, love, anger, happiness, joy, what it means to work, what it means to think, what it means to... But we are still so fixated on one version. The one version of life that seems to work with us. We just take it and we roll. What's loyalty to me? What's faithfulness to me? What's the truth? What's strength? What's perseverance? What's all this to me? What's confidence? I am everything that I say that I am. And that makes people really hard to contend with me. And see, I'm not one to throw out accountability. But there's been times where I have even burned myself to where I don't get the opportunities that I deserve. I'm smarter than people think, but it's still not enough. Check myself in, they say. Get help, they say. Be happy, they say. Go home, they say. Be normal, they say. Work, they say. Find good people, they say. Get help, do this, do that. Do you think I haven't already tried that? We can't coexist. Because we don't exist. Everyone's on their own pedestal. Everyone's in their own fucking kingdom, in their own hierarchy. I can't build a kingdom because my kingdom has requirements that no one else can tolerate, that no one else can understand, and everyone else is still stuck in their own ways, with their own morals, their own principles, their own values, that they will not, they cannot change or alter that for a better cause. Well, I have said I'm going to be expendable for the greater good. I will lead by example. But see, I always talk about forever. I talk about how I'm loyal to death, and I am. But I never specified that I meant the actual death. I mean death of the morals. Because the fucking moment that people say that they can't and they won't, or whether it's irrational fears, or some life event, or how the world fucking turns, we will fail as a society. See, if you look at the people who struggle, here's the problem. So many people struggle. So they have to settle for a job just to get by. There's a reason it's easier to buy a gun than it is to get a job. Because if you're not strong enough to suffice, then you may or may not be strong enough to pull the trigger. So I don't care if you're LGBT, political, religious, pro-choice, pro-gun, anti-abortion, anti-gun, pro this, anti that. I don't care. I'm going to be in the middle. I'm going to be unbiased, and I'm going to speak on both sides. Some fucking reason. I don't care if you're a feminist, me too, pro this, anti that person, pro these statements. I don't care. Just let people live. You don't have to go out there and protest and speak your bullshit. Because you may have think you won a movement. You may have thought that you affected something when all you're doing, you're just waiting out that rally, you're waiting out that incident, that life event, just for the next one to start. Is it so hard to see for people that we are never going to get past this? When you shut down one movement, another one starts. When you protest one problem, there's another problem that needs protesting too. So we are all opinionated, sensitive, and fucking triggered. I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care what your opinions are. I don't care how political you are, Democrat, Republican. I don't care if you're religious, any religion. I don't care if you're LGBTQIA, RBC, whatever fucking letters and how many fucking pronouns and genders that exist now. Too many, that's all I'll say. I don't care. I have opinions, but my opinions are about how absurd everyone being divided is. I don't take a side because I'm in the middle on everything. And that middle is how it's stupid that there's two sides of everything. We're called the United States and we're divided. There's no left and right. There's no black or white. There's no Republican, Democrat. There's no gay and straight. We're all fucking human. So until the world can realize that, and I will tell you the answer, that is never, then I hope that we have mass shootings. I hope that we have war. I hope that there's hunger, starvation, and fights, and there's violence and chaos everywhere. Because we have to cleanse and purify people at some point. And then, this may be backfire at me in the future. This may be brought up and it may give me notoriety. But that just means someone's nitpicking what I said. No one's going to corrupt the entire philosophy. No. We're all human. So until people realize that, and like I said, that will be never, I hope people keep thinning out and thinning out and thinning out. Because people that are that weak, that sensitive, that triggered, that irrational are the reason that guns are easier to get than getting a job. Stupid people, sensitive people are the reasons the aliens don't land. See, Hitler had the right idea, but stupid people needed to be the Jews. So Hitler had the right idea, but he had the wrong group of people. He took out the Jews when he should be taking out these stupid, sensitive people nowadays who can't get their shit straight. We can't coexist. We never will be. So I hope that I'm one of the few people who's left burning and burying bodies in the next war, in the final war. Because the only time everyone's going to be on the same page is when they're underground in a grave looking up. And the only time they're truly going to be pissed off is not only when they're dead, but when their grave is getting pissed on by the people who know how to fucking survive. Because if we can't exist, if we can't coexist, then we as a human, we as society, all of us don't deserve to exist.